Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Futures of Agriculture Forum here at EarthX 26. We are Kelly and Bob Phillips, in case you wondered which one was which.
We go by Kelly Bob. It's
Kelly
fine.
Bob, yes. It's our pleasure to serve as your MCs and your moderators today. I want to thank you for joining us for what promises to be a dynamic and timely conversation, very timely, that comes at the intersection of agriculture, energy, water, and policy. Today's program brings together leaders and innovators from across the country to explore how we can sustainably feed a growing population while navigating the challenges and opportunities of a rapidly evolving world. We are grateful for your time, your engagement, and your commitment to the future of agriculture. And I'm going to bring up one thing to kind of get your brain started here. Something that I just ran across just a few days ago. Since September, the nation of Rwanda's government in Africa has been mapping agricultural land and using satellite imagery to track any kind of development encroaching on farmlands and forests in that country, where the population, by the way, is expected to reach 22 million people within the next 2 years. Rwanda is striving to ensure food security and the latest global pressures on farm inputs like fertilizer, whose prices have been rising very steadily recently. Along with that satellite imagery, the country is using very strict land rules to protect farmlands in the nation's capital because everybody wants to live there, but they are very, very concerned with the development that's going on. So they've enacted very strict national laws that say that 22% of their country has to remain, a minimum of 22% of their country has to remain under agriculture. And people can be heavily fined. People have actually gone to jail who have purposely gone against that. So you hear stories like that and we think, well, that's a long way off. That's the other side of the world. It can't happen here. Yes, it can. And that's part of the reason that we are here to talk today is about issues like that.
It's now our honor to introduce Texas Agriculture Commissioner Sid Miller. Commissioner Miller is a lifelong farmer and rancher, a former member of the Texas House of Representatives, currently serves as the 12th Commissioner of the Texas Department of Agriculture. Since taking office, he has been a strong advocate for Texas producers, championing. Say that word.
Championing.
Yes,
there we
exactly.
Go. Easy for me to say.
Easy for you to say. Rural economic development, promoting Texas-grown products through initiatives like the Go Texan program, and working to cut burdensome regulations impacting agriculture. His leadership reflects a deep commitment to preserving the heritage of Texas agriculture while advancing innovation and opportunity for future generations. Please join us in welcoming our friend, Texas Agricultural Commissioner Sid Miller.
Well, howdy, neighbors. Welcome to EarthX and the future of agriculture. I'm glad to be here with you today. A little bit about myself. I'm a 8th generation farmer and rancher. I still make my living off the land in Stephenville, Texas. I'm a graduate of Tarleton State University. Had a degree in vocational agriculture. I was an ag teacher for 5 years. And one thing I learned in being an FFA advisor and 4-H leader is that the greatest natural resource the state of Texas has is not oil and gas. It's our youth. And so we put a big emphasis on that at the Department of Agriculture. The average age of the Texas farmer and rancher and across America is about 60 years old. So we have to have a new generation come along to feed us. You know, when our country was founded, 95% of the people were farmers or ranchers, because if you didn't grow it or kill it, you didn't eat. There weren't any grocery stores, and it was called subsistence farming. Today, we make up less than 1.5% of the population. Less than 1.5% of the people feed the rest of the world. So we have to continually entice young people into agriculture. We continually have to produce more with less. So thank you coming to EarthX. This is, I think, my 12th year to be a speaker. And the reason I wanted to do it is I'm a conservative Republican, and farmer and rancher, we used, not so much anymore, but we used to get a real bad rap that we were poisoning the land, we're letting fertilizer and pesticides run off into our rivers and all of that, and I just knew that wasn't true. We have a great story. We're the best stewards of the land. We're the best conservationists. We're the best preservationists. There's none better than as I go, and I travel a lot. I go around the world. I go across this country. It doesn't matter where I'm at. I can be on a dairy farm upstate New York, or a vineyard in California, or an apple orchard in Washington State. Every farmer tells me the same thing. I said, what is your end goal here? He said, well, my end goal is to leave this place in better shape than I found it for my sons and my daughters. That's what we're about. You can't get a better steward of the land than that. And it goes back to the very first farmer, which was Adam. He was in the Garden of Eden. God told him, said, all of this garden I'm giving to you, you're to be a steward of it. And he didn't say, I want you to be a conservationist, because that comes with rules and guidelines. He didn't say, I want you to be a preservationist. I don't want you to ever change it. I want it to remain exactly like. No, that wasn't what he said. I want you to be a steward of the land. And that's what we have to be. We have to take care of the land for future generations. And so that's kind of my background and where I came from. We have a great story to tell. You know, we get, Frankenstein food, GMOs, Monsanto, all of that, but there's good things come out of genetic engineering. Through that, we've been able to transition from traditional farming, which takes about 5 gallons of diesel per acre, to no-till and minimal-till farming. Now we burn 1 gallon of diesel per acre. What other industry has reduced fossil fuels 80%? Raise your hand if you know one. We've reduced our pesticide use through no-till farming by 40%. We've been able to reduce our commercial fertilizers by 40%. We no longer turn the soil over, so we're not releasing hydrocarbons into the atmosphere like we were. Since we don't turn the soil over, we're not killing the microbes like we used to. So we do have a good story to tell, but most of you have never heard the good story. So that's what we want to do today. We want to hear both sides of it. We certainly, as farmers and ranchers, respect the land. We truly think that God put us here to be stewards of it. And so that's where we're moving forward. I'd like to thank for all the speakers that are here today. We've got some really good lineup for you. I think you're going to enjoy it. I think you're going to, I'd like to thank Steve and EarthX and Trammell Crow for allowing us to be here and put this on. You know, Texas, we're a powerhouse when it comes to agriculture. We have more farms than any other state. We have over 230,000 farms in Texas alone. We lead the nation agriculture exports, cattle, cotton, wool, mohair, horse, sheep, goats, honey, da-da-da-da-da. It goes on and on and on. It's about a $300 billion industry. Let me just kind of put this in perspective. We grow from 40, some years 50% of the cotton grown in the United States. We're cattle and cotton are king. We grow enough cotton in Texas to make 2 billion pairs of these blue jeans I've got on every year. Maybe 3 billion pairs of those skinny jeans. It's a lot of blue jeans, isn't it? So before we go on, I want to introduce my wife, Deborah, 47 years. Stand up. You know, through this job, I travel a lot. We've got 48 international trade missions planned just this year, so I spent over 200 nights in hotels last year. And so when I get home, I cherish those moments because I don't ever get to do nothing. So about 2 weeks ago, Ted, I got home and had about 2 hours. And the sun was going down, so I told Deborah, I said, hey, let's go out on the back porch and watch the sunset. Just do nothing. So I got a bottle of wine, I got some cheese and some crackers, and went out there and we're sitting there and not saying a word. Out of the clear blue, dead silence, Deborah says, I don't think I could make it through the day without you. Oh man. Man, how sweet is that? And then I got to thinking, honey, is that you talking or the wine talking? And she looked over at me with a straight face and said, well, that's me talking to the wine. You know, we have a TV show. We ran 14 seasons of Texas Agriculture Matters, and we didn't do this intentionally, but it's kind of patterned after Texas Country Reporter. We just took ordinary people and showed them doing extraordinary things for our Go Texan marketing program. We now partnered with Bob and Kelly, and we've got a new show called Texas Our Texas. If you get a chance to see it, I'd encourage you to do that. If you like Texas Country Reporter, you'll certainly like Texas Our Texas. It's found on RFD TV and on all the other YouTube channels and things like that. Before I introduce our next speaker, I always end those TV shows with a little cowboy logic. So I'll leave you one this morning before I introduce Ted. The older the wood, the better it is to burn. The older the book, usually that's the better one to read. The older the horse, that's the one you want to ride. And the older the friends, the better the friendship. God bless you.